Welcome to Kamisha Reviews. Now, we are going to talk about our kinds of people. This episode, I literally just watched it. So explosive. It's one of those episodes where I wasn't expecting this, around the corner, that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about first Angela. Start at the beginning. We see Angela and Aunt Piggy come back in town, and Aunt Piggy spills all of the tea. And I knew it was coming. So Aunt Piggy actually admitted to everything. She said that Tyree was coming around asking questions about his dad and everything, and she said she lied about pretty much everything. 'Cause, she found drugs. Angela found drugs and assumed it was her baby daddy's, but it was Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy used to be on the white powder, everything else back in the day, and Darius, who she was in love with, also used to get high with her. Now, the issue is her and Darius had a volatile relationship. They would fight, and one day they got into a really big fight. And what ended up happening in this fight, she ended up stabbing him, and he ended up dying. Okay? Now, Angela's mom was involved with the women in the town. And I told you guys this, that if we go back to the past, when Angela was running around, a lot of things would be coming out. Okay, especially Raymond's mom, Olivia DuPont. So anyway, she went to Teddy. Teddy took care of it. Okay, she also wanted to make it plain that Teddy also wanted to get her out of town. Now, mind you, Peggy's been a little petty because of the fact that she's mad because her tea is coming out. So of course she's gonna spill tea about Teddy, even though she knows that her, Angela, and Teddy are getting to know each other again. Now, just like Angela was coming after him, Teddy was also making plans, trying to get Angela out of town. So I'm not saying that Angela should not be upset about anything, but the point that I'm trying to make is that her and Teddy, were trying to do things to damage each other. And Peggy is just using it because she's mad. She's mad because the truth now is coming out about her tea. Okay? Now, Miss Nikki is also going through her own stuff as well, with her and Taylor. She's, in love with Taylor. She's even told her mom she's thinking about going to school with her and her cousin and, the rest of the kids. Okay. Angela is got some bad news. Bad news. Her and Teddy and Leah told her that, because everything's holding going on with the Enterprise and how the detective, or whatever she called herself, journalist, came out with everything about him being sick. That kind of put the board's putting the brakes on everything they invested in. So unfortunately, her hair business, Eve's Crown, was a part of that. So now she has to start over again. So she's trying to join this sister with Olivia at the head. Now, let's talk about Olivia DuPont real quick. She is something else. Very, very evil, if you ask me. Okay. And very much a hater. She's a hater on Leah, for one. The reason why I say this is because, she sees her daughter-in-law doing what she wanted to do when she was younger. Because, see, the history behind her is this. Her and her husband, back then women couldn't really invest or say they were running companies. Nothing like that. So what she decided to do is take some money and put it into Eve's Crown, based upon Leah's mother also vouching. Okay, because at one point in time, they all three were doing the same thing that Angela is trying to do right now. What ended up happening is it was explosive. She ended up having an affair with Teddy, obviously, and had a child, which is Angela. And Olivia's husband took all the money back that she had invested. So she feels like that I had an opportunity to be independent as a woman, a black woman, and they got taken from me because of Angela's mother. So she blames Angela for whatever she feels like her mother did to her. So her bitterness, seeing Angela coming through, being independent, including seeing Leah, let's be clear, being independent, is a thorn in Miss Olivia's side. Okay, so she's very upset about the shareholdings that Raymond and allegedly his best friend, who the two families who have been aligned for years, he shares to Teddy at a cheap price because Teddy offered him something, but not that much. Okay, remember this is the same uncle, as the kids call him, who told Leah, "Here is my hotel card. Why don't you come by and see me sometime?" Of course, she didn't do that. But of course, the daughter found the key card and has been tripping ever since then, also using it to get Taylor's attention. I need to talk to Taylor about something. It's really personal. No, you want to talk to Taylor because you're mad because your cousin got her, and you're going to use everything you can to get her back. I felt like it was too quickly for Nikki and Taylor to hook up that way. Not hook up, but to be all in love when I know she's still in love with. Anyway, her cousin. Okay, so the girls are trying to figure out because it's the end of the summer. What am I going to do? A lot of things are happening with the kids. We also have baby daddy who is cooking and burning up chili in the kitchen. Okay, with trying to I ain't gonna say impress Angela, but I'll say impress Angela. And Angela, so she told Piggy, as she tries to tell Tariq, who's being completely rude and disrespectful. Okay, nobody wants to hear her truth. They all believe that her and the ex are doing something. So, whatever. Angela, if I were you, girl, but she's very level-headed because when her and her ex started to kiss on the couch, I found it very interesting. She was like, "Look, this is reckless. I'm not about to do this." Much respect. So, let's get down to the tea. Olivia decides to take it upon herself, as she does all the time, to go down to the suite where he was located, saying, you and my boys, and then like, I'm your mom and I brought you something to drink, and I think you should, just so you know the family, we've always supported your family, don't sell the shares, yada, yada, yada. So she gets up to leave because she didn't like what he said. He was like, "I'm sharing the shares. Come on and celebrate." He's drunk. He wants to do a bump. Okay, he's just out there. And so Olivia's like, I'm about to leave. As she turns to leave, he grabs her and she pushes him back. He falls through a glass table, dies. Of course, Olivia, even though she's very gleefully happy that she accomplished this, she was thinking emotionally and not business. She left her glass there with her lipstick on it. So the kids go running down to the beach house. I want to see what's going on with this car. What's going on with Uncle Jack? What's happening? So Taylor and her run down there, and they open the door and they see Uncle Jack lay busted on the table, just done, right? So she runs and tells her dad, of course. Like, where's loyalty at, little mama? Because you sure want to tell your dad that you thought that your mama was stepping out. But anyway. So, of course, Raymond, Leah go see their daughter. She explains what happened, what they found. She's like, "Look, he gave me the key. I never went." Of course, the daughter's just like, I don't know. And she left. She's upset. And I understand why she's upset. So, anyway, Raymond says, "I'll go take care of it." Now, I don't know if he believes Leah or not. He kind of was short with her. And was just like, okay, sure, whatever. But in the midst of all of this, in the beginning of this, the two of them were working out pretty well. Her saying, "I'm going to step back, have your back, as you try to go through whatever my dad's doing behind the scenes to get your company back. I got your back." So they kind of was on a good page, okay, for that moment, until this happened. Now, I think he might be questioning whether or not she actually went to that room or not. I don't know. So the next day, talks to his mother, Olivia, and says, "Oh, just so you know, the whole thing with Jack, she died. Your granddaughter actually walked in and saw him there. Of course, she's looking like she's very devastated. She's upset, but at the same time, they're both conniving people. This is good for us. He's dead. The shares will stay with us." And then he says, "But you thought you were going to run the company because the shares automatically come to us." But he said, "Mommy dearest, just so you know," he pulls out the glass in the bag like, "Oh, you didn't know you left this in the room. But you're not going to control anything. It's going to be on me. Just wanted you to know that as well." Because, of course, Tay doesn't know he's dead. His shares go back to them, so he's going to have control of the company. Okay. straight kisses his mom on the cheek and says, no, 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 I got this. So the part that I enjoyed about this episode is when Leah, because Angela is a hustler, she goes to this party and she sees one of the people, chairman, is running things. Okay, she sees she has natural hair. She brings her some hair. I'm sorry, so it was for your curls. She brings it to her. Okay, and she's like, "Oh, here comes DuPont. Oh, this is not decorum. We don't do this," and yada yada yada. From the same chairman saying, "I love it. My curls are popping. Let's meet." So it's positive for Angela. But a part that I was getting ready to say before this, is when Leah gathered Olivia. She said, "I'm going to warn you. Stop messing with Angela." She said, "It's so funny you act like that nobody can get in this club. They are not sophisticated, all these things. But it's funny how I find a picture of you, my mom, and Angela's mom together. Huh. So stay away from her. Stop it." She was like, "Don't push." This is Olivia telling Leah that. See, I think that Olivia is doubting Leah, which I think is a no-no. I think Leah is a powerhouse. And I think that if Olivia pushes her, she's going to put in a position where it's like, "I don't like you anyway. I don't care you're my husband's mother. I will take you down." Because the way it's looking is, Raymond's going to take down Teddy. Leah is going to take down Olivia, which needs to happen. Because she thinks she's running everything and she is driving me insane. Like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Okay? Your time has passed. Okay? You should have been setting up the women in the future. Your future grandchildren, great grandkids. Instead, you're still trying to claim a legacy that's been past your time. Girl, stop it. So, a lot going on. Don't know what's going to happen in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure Jack's death is going to be in the front of everything. It has to be. It's affecting the holdings. It's affecting the company. It's affecting a lot. It's not affecting the daughter, because she really does think that her mom may not have done something with Jack. So, will Angela and her baby daddy get together? Is the question. Is Tyreek will still keep being arrogant and mean to Angela? That's the other question. Anyway, until next time, guys, that was our Kind of People